the real kind of slayers, the real objective players. But it looks like we're getting back into it. Hardpoint on Stronghold.
Okay, here we go. The bans and the picks are the same. The bans and protects, whatever you want to call them. We're going straight on back into the fray, and we're going to be finding the true rightful winner of this hard point. Let's not forget already it was a pretty close affair before, about 30-40 points separating these two teams right off the bat. TCM, though, have come in with a bang, starting with some early control, and we'll see for how long they can maintain it, because already Zerg and Bran, they're getting the necessary frags to keep Epsilon locked on out as they reach 10 nice and early.
Yeah, 10 points nice and early. Epsilon yet to score. Reedy obviously trying to change things as he looks like he's rotating right round behind TCM. He's going to be found out and shut down. Bran and Niall, the new blood of TCM. Not new blood of the scene, should I say. The existing TCM here, putting up 3 kills apiece. Shane yet to get a frag under his name. Let's see what Shane's doing. Oh, Shane is the man getting all the points. Yeah,
he's the one responsible for that. You can see, look at that, 20 seconds already, just 23 points. So he's been almost all of the points picked up for TCM, and still Epsilon yet to make a mark. Finally they do, but that's because the rotate is on its way. As TCM, just for a second, let up, take the foot off the gas, and we do see just the one for Epsilon before this rotate. Let's not forget, of course, it is just a meter in the other direction into the bottom of Chalet for this second point. And Rated and Reedy, they are starting to find their form a little bit. As two heads do bite the dust, and Epsilon get the early hold.
Yeah, looks like Rated has had the call of where they're coming through. He's going to spot Shane, and he's taking down. Pre-fire comes in, not enough to take down Niall, as Niall jumps around the corner. XR2, now 6-on-1 at the moment. Even putting a few hardpoint scores. He's going to make it 7-on-1. He's 300 away from his lightning strike.
Yeah, and I remember we were talking about the TCM boys saying we never see more than one person go off at once. This time, Bran and Niall sitting at the top of the score, but we'll see if that can stay consistent, because that could very well be the kind of start of something quite special for TCM. Still, they have the lead just for the early couple of rotations. We are going to be seeing Niall actually struggle to deal with Reedy as he just opens on up with his VMP. Reedy surely going to be going down some time soon. He did. Moose and Joe then fall back into old ways, and we're going to be seeing if they can continue to maintain this Chalet. But the rotate has happened, and you can see those scrap points will be going the way of TCM. Instead, we have to look towards the hut.
Yeah, TCM obviously in the lead, but once again, Epsilon quicker on the rotate for the second time out of 2. But TCM break it so quickly. Niall and Bran, the men of the moment here. Zerg and Shane adding to the score, each picking up 1, and now we see TCM take this away.
Yeah, what are they going to do in order to maintain this one? Epsilon looking to have some problems, but wow, he goes down without a fight. He finds 1. Niall as well with his XR2, and now we see what the heat wave's going down. As Bran can use this to defend it even further. TCM, they're going to be bordering on 100 if they can manage to accumulate the majority here. He's going for the peak. Not sure what Bran is doing, as that's going to be kind of just exposing himself for no reason. Whatever floats your boat, mate, as we're going to be seeing the heat wave get completely wasted. And just a kind of constant tit for tat here, 75 for TCM, just 26 for Epsilon, as they're just going to be getting those potentially those last goal of 10 points before the rotate happens.
Yeah, 50-point game at the moment, 3 minutes 40 on the clock. I can't stop looking at that. However, Reedy, Moose, Joe, and Rated, they are all negative. They've not picked anything up here. Not certainly gone out the first time they played this, but TCM obviously learning from their mistakes. Now keeping this lead, and as I just bring this up, the mini-map here, oh no, I'm not going to bring it up, as kills do exchange. TCM still holding this out. Bran joining the club here, he's going to pick up 1, take down 2, Joe falls, now Reedy falls as well. TCM just extending their lead here, getting better and better.
Yeah, this is a big step in the right direction. The Annihilate to shut down, kind of useless then in his hands, as we can see the TCM bordering on 100 as jumping into the rocks area. TCM, they've got a flurry of frags, but it's not about the frags really at this point. It's about that time on the point, and Bran and Shane have got about a minute combined between the two of them. There's another man right there, but I don't know what happened to him. I think his teammate may have caught him. Instead, though, he still has his heat wave, and he needs to try and deal with the Epsilon presence currently sitting in Chalet. Finds Reedy, and he's going to be ready and waiting for the rotate.
Yeah, and looking at this, the 60, 70 points down, but the one thing that Epsilon have is the rotation. Once again, they've been hotter on the rotation, pretty much all of them, but TCM just seem to have broke it every single time. I want to get on board with someone a little bit more in the action. It's Moose. He's going to be challenging this B. Search and destroy bomb site. It's obviously not search and destroy, just the call out there for that mid-rush. Now, Moose still trying to put kills on the board. 13 and 14, getting back into it here. Kill after kill, all going Epsilon's way, and Moose really holding up here. 4 kills. 4 kill streak, should I say, as time is all going in Epsilon's favor.
Yeah, so we've got a bit more clarification on how the scoring is going to be working for this replay because there was a 39-point advantage in favor of Epsilon when we did end the game. That, of course, carries over into the replay, and so Epsilon currently have an extra 39 points on top of that 78 you can currently see.
Ah, right, okay,
Quick
so
maths.
pretty much even. If you do a couple of maths, 14, 1, 3, I'm not going to try and do it. Moose 16 and 16, though. TCM have this lead. Obviously, TCM need to win by basically 40 or more points. Let's keep it simple.
There you go.
TCM need to win by 40 or more points, and they're doing exactly that right now.
Yeah, let's see if they can continue it, because this is about to get pretty dicey. I say that, they find 3 quick ones. Reedy again with a double. His frags come in pairs. He is the Noah of the fragging Call of Duty world. As now we have to see just how long they can maintain it. Moose is on the way round. I'm assuming this is going to be expected, but no, so far the backs are turned, and Zerg's picked up a 2 with the Hellstorm. That's going to be Moose's response, though. He's coming right around behind, and he's only going to get 1. All of that hard work, all of that legwork and time invested for just the 1.
Yeah, and 30 seconds left on the clock in the middle here. Usually scrap points, but TCM are taking the majority here. They've got about a 60-point game, probably 50 now, as Rated and Moose and Reedy all combined putting kills on the board. TCM fall, now trying to answer back with a few. But for me, the interesting thing is here is TCM just haven't taken their foot off the gas. They're pushing through, they're getting the points. Reedy rotating early, and again, I've said it time and time again, I feel like a pirate. Epsilon getting the rotation ahead of TCM.
Yeah, TCM, that's the one point they have been lacking. Epsilon always just dig their heels in, and TCM have to play for the retake. Let's see how that retake does take shape. Niall's already down, so they have to work with 3. Let's just have the heat wave to try and break the point. He does so. Bran hits the deck. He's going to hit the deck permanently, as Reedy does come on in with, again, a double. As I said already, he can only get those frags in pairs, it seems. He looks like Rated's going to be trying to take a quick hold on towards Kitchen. Does only last for a short period of time before Shane turns up, and again, Epsilon have these fraggers that can pick him up in the most surprising of circumstances, as Epsilon's lead is starting to grow, and those 39 points from the first kind of game, the first attempt at this game, are starting to become more and more fruitful.
Yeah, and of course, Epsilon getting a little bit more points on the board here. Looking at the board across all 4 players, everyone's getting a bit of time under their belt. There's no real objective player on either side at the moment. They're all putting kills, they're all putting numbers on the board. But for me, the real standout player at the moment is definitely Moose for Epsilon. Only one going positive at the moment, using this VMP, has kinetic armor.
Yeah, and this is kind of exactly what we saw the first time these guys played this one out. He was top of the scoreboard. I think he reached about 30 towards the end of this one. TCM are going to be able to get the early hold. This is what you were asking for beforehand. You said you're ready. Epsilon are rotating better. This time, not the case. To say that, though, Moose has just got himself 2, not 3. Rated finds it for him, and that's going to be a very quick retake. And early control to Hill has been given to Epsilon. So it's just to clarify, guys, when I have the maths in my head, basically, when Epsilon get to 212, they have won.
Right. Okay, I understand that. But as we see on the lead here, 158 to 157, Epsilon take the lead here on this scoreboard. Of course, we'll bring you everything else in the meantime, but Epsilon are a little bit ahead right now. Bran trying to answer back, and only 2 minutes 20 on the clock here. For me, it looks even. I mean, this game is even, but obviously that advantage they took in from the first time really paying dividends to them now.
Yeah, so technically about 70 points needed for Epsilon to pick up this win, and those first, like the couple of 3 points they've been given to Epsilon could just be taken little inches further in the right direction. TCM, yes, they have the lead in this one. It is so very minor, and it's going to really fall to how this one plays out on this hill. I'm getting a little disorientated, excuse me. We are on the rocks, though. And it's going to be Moose who finds it. It's
confusing to kind of almost keep up when the scores are so level, like what this at the moment, 172 to 175. But really, Epsilon have that, almost comfort safety net below them of around 40 points. It is looking like it's going to go Epsilon's favor, but TCM trying to answer back now with a couple of kills and also points on the board. Let's jump on board with Shane, who's trying to put damage into Reedy. Does take him down.
Luck of the hip fire. That's not lucky, though. Finds Moose. Is going to get punched in the back by Joe. As Steve actually make a second with this HVK, causing havoc with it. As it does look like they're going to be for a very early rotate. Look at this from Zerg. Here's someone there already waiting for him. Look at the patience on Reedy, sitting on the rotate 15 seconds before the actual point spawns. And that's pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, Shane trying to challenge there, but Moose, again, does get taken down. I think Niall will be on the point. No, Niall also gets taken down. It's going to be Rated. He's going to be in there with the scythe. 198 to 180. It's looking like it's going Epsilon's favor. They only need about 15 more points, Machine.
Yeah, playing to 212. That is the magic number. And already they are just 6 points away. Holding it with the scythe for only so long. Niall finally has a Tempest, but is it enough? Moose doesn't think so, as this looks like the final point. That is going to be the victory then for Epsilon, if the maths is correct. I certainly hope it is, as they're going to keep on playing. And we do have ourselves a victor, folks. Epsilon picking it up, and they're going to, you can see TCM just going to have to roll over and accept it, as we do have the replay result. It is exactly identical to the first time, and Epsilon take an early lead.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I think, you know, justified there, Epsilon. They were really, really strong in the first side, really, really strong here in the second. Can they take an Search and Destroy? I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to see the Search and Destroy coming up machine. I'm excited, to say the least. But Hardpoint looking dominant by Epsilon.
Indeed it is. You can see that they are just going to be playing this one out for giggles at this point, I think. For honor, maybe or not. Maybe they're not aware that the game is in fact over. Just going to be seeing Epsilon play for those last couple of points. In fact, there they come. That's 9, that's 10. There we go. 250 to 180 will be the final scoreline. Or 212 to whatever it was, if you have to go back and rewind. But that's going to be coming to a close, and we do once again set our sights on Search and Destroy. Now, Phil, now you get what you're after. And of course, that very sweeping statement that Epsilon have made will be tested.
Taken out. We'll see very shortly whether it's ban or protect is the best friend in the M8. Moose has opted to protect it.
Oh,
and it looks like the M8 has also been opted to be protected as well. Okay.
Comfortable picks then for both of them. We are going to be seeing the concussion. Is the flash going to follow? That is the question. Maybe, just maybe, they'll choose to get rid of that kind of rapid fire. And no, you know what? Overkill from Shane. He's making that decision. He's making the executive decisions instead to remove the possibility of both sniper and SMG play.
Yeah, and the flashbangs, same, exactly the same for Rated and Reedy. They don't want any tactical grenades flying around the map. High Caliber is taken down by Zerg and Niall or Joe. I'm reckoning a rapid fire, and I'm thinking,
that's a good call.
What else should I call?
Rapid fire, and I mean maybe a specialist, maybe a score streak.
Overdrive. I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Overdrive and rapid fire to be banned. Come on. There's 1 out of 2. Joe, don't let me down. A fellow ginger. Come on.
Let's see what you got for us. And
come on, Joe. There's no need to ban the MP. No one was planning on using the MPs. Maybe they were. Maybe they were.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting one. I think that's the first of its kind. The first EMP ban.
Joey's not a fan of the electromagnetic pulse entering his AO. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. But one thing it does mean is all the specialists are available. Your overdrive, your kinetic armor, your active camo, and as they all get picked there, Bran and Bran Rated, glitch and heatwave.
I thought Zerg just picked something a bit naughty there. I thought I just saw a Ripper, but I didn't. Instead, active camo makes an appearance. We are going to
What's Joe going to do now?
With the kinetic armor and overdrive. That's a mirror matchup if ever I saw one. The one change, actually, excuse me, is going to be glitch for heatwave.
Yes, Joe. That for me, it's really weird with Joe because yes, that suits him. I've always seen Joe as this objective player, running fast on Search and Destroy, playing objective in hardpoints. But he seems to be in the respawns, taking this assault rifle kind of method, and then in the Search and Destroy, it looks like he's probably the one going back to his roots with the bomb. Maybe I'll be wrong. I'm sure they will prove me wrong. Are we going to see a clean sweep there? Looks like it is. On the right-hand side is Epsilon. I'm going to run you through. I know it says TCM there at the top. But Moose, Reedy, Rated, and Joe for Epsilon. TCM, on the other hand, Bran, Shane, Zerg, and Niall. Mirror matchup here with the specialists. But let's have a look now. Heatwave and glitch is the only difference.
Just while I was digging through, while you were letting everyone know what has been picked up. You know, you talk about Joe being the objective-based player, and I know these stats still leave a lot to be desired. But I can tell you that Joe definitely had the most plants in his Search and Destroy game so far. He's sitting at almost triple the amount of plants as anyone else on his team. And that's, of course, just through the 2 Search and Destroy games they've played so far. 3 plants for him already in the World League, and I think we're going to be seeing more to follow. The Overdrive kind of, would you say that works for that? Because I've always considered Overdrive as an offensive kind of specialist to pick up. You can pick it up and just go for these kind of very early aggressive rushes, get under the skin of your opponent, but I guess it also works in the terms of like a fast plant.
Yeah, Overdrive, it's just to get in a position where the enemy's not expecting you, take them by surprise, or if you're that quick, get inside a bomb area, whether it's a house or a hut or just an open space, and get the bomb down quick. Because once you do, you're basically switching your attacking rounds into your defensive. You're putting the other team on the back foot, and that's what I use Overdrive for. If when I'm playing Search and Destroy, and I'm playing in these kind of situations, I pick overdrive, and I'm my role if I was to play it, I'd be going through mid map, I'd be getting into B straight away because you don't want to give that bomb site up. You want to make sure that you're in a situation which is you're in like a qualmless situation, if you like. There's no qualmless. Speaking rubbish now.
I'll take qualmless. That
it's a qualmless. You want to be in a qualmless situation.
That sounds amazing.
Where no one's in your vicinity. No one's kind of harming you at all. No one's causing you any qualms. That's what I'm trying to say. But going into this, that's what overdrive can cause. That is what overdrive can give you. Is that that situation where you have a bit more breathing room and a bit more time. Let's jump on board with the attacking team though, and that is going to be TCM.
Let's see what TCM can do then, as they've got to try and maneuver that bomb as fast as they possibly can. Shane going for that initial cast of his eyes towards that cross. No one's interested in that one. Instead, we are going to be seeing someone jump for intel. And then with the information gathered, there is actually... Oh, hang on a second. Joe is going straight in contact with someone on the other side of things. Excuse me, it was Bran. The man on the other side of things was Joe, as he finds that one. And Moose quickly gets a second as well. Looks like the Epsilon are starting with a pretty loud bang. As they pick up 3, looks like Moose is going to be finding that final frag as well. Very quick start for the boys of Epsilon. I
mean, Epsilon wanted to prove that they were good at search and destroy. This is how they do it. I'm not sure what they're doing differently, but they're certainly proving themselves right. Up. Yeah, they're sticking together, sticking as a team. And of course, they're so individually skilled as well, taking down the opposition. But round number 2, TCM will obviously be on the defense.
Yeah, so let's see what Epsilon do differently on the attack. They claim to want to go undefeated in search and destroy. They think they have the ability to do so. Let's see if they're doing anything special. Looks like they're going to be sending one man fast. It's going to be Joe straight through that kind of outside rock. And look at Moose just charging through middle. Does have to pay with his life, but he took down Niall. Does mean that the bomb site's going to be clear. And TCM immediately have shut down Epsilon on this offensive and continue to do so as Shane finds that. Now all onto Reedy. He has 3 to find, but he is behind enemy lines. You see 2 players just around it, behind that wall. Instead, he's going to go for the long route. Getting into contact with someone there towards tank. Takes his time with the RK5, does put a couple into the spine of Bran. Now, decisions to be made. 50 seconds, and he's being hunted.
Swaps his RK5 for another RK5. Picks up his old RK5 with extended mags. Tactical switch. Is he going to go for this sniper? He's seen both of them. This is where he's in a spot of trouble, but he's used his recon. He knows where they are.
And this is smart. He knows one's going to be pick up at any point, at any second. Now RK5's there, that's 2. Reedy surely not the 3rd. Zerg now down, sleeping with the fishes, and he has to find Shane, the seasoned veteran. You can't outsmart Shane, and looks like Shane did have the angle, but not enough. Does have his nade to hand in 25 seconds. Time becoming a bit of a factor here, as the bomb is still loose on B, and it comes down to fragging. Does bring out the SVG, doesn't hit the shot, and now just 15 seconds. You need to find those bullets. He knows he hasn't got time. Shane knows it as well, and it becomes a bit of a marathon as they just start to run away from each other. Shane does manage to slide on through and realize with the bomb under control, he can just play for survival.
Reedy's gonna get it.
Oh my god, he's hunted him down. He didn't find the bullets though. Oh, and Reedy, that was everything. The kill was handed to him on a silver platter. Shane's back was turned. I assumed Shane had picked this one up, but no, he covered the right ground, but he couldn't find the frag.
I can't believe he didn't die. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sat here thinking, Shane, did you use kinetic armor? Did you use something? He didn't. He just survived this wrath of Reedy's RK5. I think it was 2 bursts to him, but Reedy nearly pulled off the impossible.
Oh my god, that very, very nearly was the 1v3. In fact, everything correlated to that being a 1v3, but Shane, as you said already, that kind of secret kinetic armor he implemented has worked out well. Oh my god, good angle held from Zerg. He didn't manage to find the shot, instead he meleeed in frustration as he had to watch those ones slip away.
Yeah, he's got a spot 1. Rated gets picked off. Reedy got the first pick. We missed that onto Bran, but now Zerg picking up a sniper kill of his own. I love just the elevation you can get. Oh, and look at that.
They meet in the air, an exchange of glances, and it does, of course, favor TCM, as now the bomb's going to be going down, and Reedy has a 1 versus 2. Cooks the nade, just throwing out, but it doesn't look like the bomb's going to be going down just yet. Instead, he brings out an SVG of his own, and to no avail. He's trying, he had a 1v3 opportunity before, now he has a 1v2 to overcome. And with 40 seconds left, the bomb's going to be going down, though, and he's going to have to come down to the defuse. Shane under pressure. It doesn't look like it's going to be too much problem, though. Traded out by Zerg, keeps his teammates safe, and we see TCM second.
TCM 2-1 up in the search and destroy. Could they bring a stop to Epsilon's undefeated search and destroy at the moment? They won't be too happy with that. But Reedy left again, last alive, RK5 in hand. It's... You know, he shouldn't be left in these situations, but TCM are just shutting them down. I'm going to try and jump on board with the snipes. It's going to be just Reedy. Is he just using a sniper? No, he's changed out to a...
Did see another one, though.
Moose, and... Yeah, I think sniper rifle is on the side of TCM.
Early start, just going to be seeing Rated traded out. Did find one, but not going to be finding a second because Moose is doing all of the fragging for him. Niall with a 2, and now just Joe left alone. So, like, such quick flurry of frags it seems to be here on Infection Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and Joe now last alive. But, going for the rotate. Maybe you'll go for an A side. I mean, it looks like here, just bringing up the mini-map, that the boys on... TCM just taking a bit of a back foot, kind of giving both bomb sites up, letting Joe have free reign of this. And of course, when this bomb does go down, this is when they pounce. This is when they go in for it. But it looks like they've gone for B, and it's not going to be the right decision. You're going to see those arrows change and turn around. There you go. They're going to probably push right through B now, as we see them sticking together. I like the way that TCM are sticking together. Niall and Bran.
I love what Joe's doing here with this position. He's going to be able to watch the cross from a distance. He knows one's there, but because he's expecting a second, he's going to have made noise with that dismount. And now he's just going to be hitting that prone button hard. 25 seconds. He knows he's got to play enough time for that defuse to be coming in. The two players have now managed to position themselves on the side, but he finds one with the RK5. Now it is a 1 versus 1, and it comes down to what Bran can do. Bran has completely left, completely vacated the site. A little bit of a foolish maneuver from him because now Joe has just got the time to just check the site. If there's no defuse, he has one. All good in the hood. 6 seconds isn't going to be enough for the defuse, and Bran knows it.
Yeah, the one thing that I love about Joe's play there is when he picked up the first kill, the other guy could have been defusing, but he took that kind of 50-50 risk. He went away and thought, this guy will chase me, you know. He's not going to carry on defusing.
I've created enough of a commotion.
Yeah, and I like that because the first thing I always do, you know, I'd be the one, right, this is my thoughts. I'd go, oh, right, I've killed him. Let's go and check if he's defusing the bomb.
Yeah.
But no, Joe was like, I'm out of here. See you later. And it paid off for him. 2-2. Epsilon back in the game here on Search and Destroy. As TCM took that early lead. Now TCM on this attack. Let's see. Zerg sniping. Yeah, so I'll stay on board with Zerg.
Okay, this is the kind of, yeah, we saw a very nice opening pick from him before. He goes onto that rock and just kind of casts his eyes over to see if there's anyone early on that headshot glitch. There's another one there, not going to find the shot. Whistles past the Epsilon player's ear, and he's just going to be holding back passive. Did I just see a dart released?
Who's got that dart out? It's Shane. Oh, he's surely got this.
Make the call! There you go, into the heels of Moose. He also caught a glimpse of a second one, and they now know that, I mean, process of elimination, 1 sandbags, but they're not going to be expecting one behind them. But actually, no, Shane catches a glimpse, and they've kind of done the maths. They know almost all 3 of the members of Epsilon are. Now it just comes down to aim.
Yeah, and it is a 3 versus 3. At the moment, 2-2, 45 seconds left on the clock, but this is going to be a war battle. Reedy picks up one, slides in. Shane is the man to take him down. 2 versus 2 as the clock ticks down. Shane and Zerg against Joe and Rated.
They're not willing to commit to this plant just yet. They know it's just too damn risky. 30 seconds. They want to get another frag in that kill feed, but does look like it's almost time, little too much time spent with Zerg on the outside. Now he's being flanked from 2 angles, and it's going to cost them the round. Surely no. Shane finds it. 24 seconds, but the bomb is loose, and Joe knows it. He's being hunted. He's going to close on. Did too close, Joe. What are you doing? He's kind of risking it for a biscuit. The hipfire isn't there. Joe with the pistol. That's 2 times now we have seen these rounds go absolutely haywire. And Joe, bit of a miracle with the RK5, managed to pick up that win.
Yeah, knowing Shane right now that he will be so angry how that's not taken down Joe. He put 2 bursts into him. He managed to just slide away, reload that RK5, and still take him down. And for me, that was a big round in the favor of Epsilon.
My question is why was that bomb not spotted? Not call made that the bomb is now loose, and Shane actually was the one that had to make the move. But we'll talk about that in a second because Joe has just glided straight on in. He has got the Pika's angle, and that should be his. No, he's going to be kicking himself. Zerg got it, so did Shane. This time picking the Vespers, venting his frustrations with some SMG play. Bran finds one in middle, and all of a sudden, Moose, with still a minute on the clock and more, is left in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Moose.
That could be a good nade, actually. That could be good.
Frag goes out, picks up Bran. So precise there with that grenade. Frag comes in, bounces off that sandbag area. He's going to pick up the bomb now in a 1v1.
Yeah, he's going to be kind of considering whether or not he wants to get this bomb down immediately. Cautious, of course, from behind. And that's exactly where Niall's going to be coming from. Does he check it? No, Niall is going to be a little bit furious when he sees that bomb does go down. As the digits have been punched in, you would assume. No, it looks like he's taken himself off it. Moose changed his mind.
Maybe Moose saw him.
But now he holds it. He has repositioned himself, so he is kind of protected by that bomb, that bulletproof bomb. Niall's going to be well alerted to his position now, though. As the explosives are down, it's going to become to close quarters, and that's precision. That, my friends, is what we were after beforehand, and Moose makes it 4.
I love that play from Moose. Just watching this again, just watch how he kind of slides out, anchors himself with the M8, and he doesn't miss a bullet, even from the hip fire, straight in the upper neck. I'm going to be
nice and precise. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Almost as precise as his aim.
Oh, yes, you went there, machine.
Now, we have to see what they can do on the attack. It's going to be TCM again. It does feel like we kind of just see rinse and repeat. Zerg has a go, and Shane sometimes gets an opener, but now we have to see what's happening on the other side. It does look like they're going to be going for a split, a 2-2 split to be precise. Not one member from Epsilon is on A at this very moment in time, but already, hang on a second, is Bran on B?
He is on B, and Shane's going around here, and he's going to call out that there is no one on this side. So one thing I would like to say is Bran turn round. There's no one out there. Shane has that covered with the HC car. Obviously, there's one there poking. Shane's going to push up this right side, but he knows this whole lane is clear.
Middle is going to be the problem now.
Yeah, middle is definitely the problem. But if there's one man to watch it, it's going to be Shane, opting for the M8.
Yeah, looking for his 10th kill already here in Search and Destroy. Going to be thrown out nade just to waylay and delay. Niall, in the meantime, did catch on rated as the H6D actually got caught by that nade. Bomb in, 40 seconds. TCM just need to keep them at arm's length. There are 3 players all around him. He's just playing, kind of shooting fish in a barrel. Those 2 fish are down. Bran responsible for that as well. That's a double with the Vesper, and he's keeping things close. 3-4. And seems like TCM seem to be finding kind of flurries of solid team play. Yeah,
again, Shane put 2 bursts into that guy running mid and just, you know, it didn't put him on his feet. But his pistol finished things off. He put a few bullets into another assist for him in his belt. Let's see, 4-3 Epsilon at the moment. TCM, though, trying to fight their way back into it. And Shane, 10-4. He's having a really good game. On the other side, though, Moose 8-5 has that kinetic armor.
Yeah, you think he's going to be using it on the offense?
In about 2, 3, 2, yeah.
There it is. Goes for the early exchange. He's going to pick it up onto Shane. Oh, tagged up the second as well. He's going to be pressurized and eliminated by Niall, though, with the Vesper. As a potential, another one kind of traded out by Reedy. He can see he's got active camos, maybe considering using that one, but no, instead he's just going to tag. Joe gets the frag, and all good in the hood for them. Bob's going to be going in, get hunted down, and wow, the round came to a close all too soon. 5-3, as Bran, who was the last man standing for his team, did get shredded.
Yep, Reedy here on the final kill cam. He's going to pull out the M8 and close things out. Bran never going to stand a chance there up against 2 M8s in his face. Potentially the last round, though, going into round number 9. Epsilon can close this out right here, right now.
Yeah, and as they said, we do not plan to lose a single search and destroy. Let's see if they can kind of live up to that prophecy that they have set upon themselves. Heatwave is available. Bomb in the hands of Bran, and it looks like he's potentially going to go for that early peek. I think that would be very foolish, especially considering the amount of players that are currently around that corner. Early nades, crosshairs all set on him. He's going for it now. He also trying to break it with the Heatwave. Does manage to catch one. It was Niall and Zerg who, in fact, are doing the fragging for TCM, and it falls very quickly to Reedy's side of the court, but he's having none of it. Shane puts a couple of bullets into his belly button, and that makes it 4-5. Are we going to be seeing that 11th round? The question will be answered very soon.
Yeah, even though Reedy didn't pick any... Bran. Even though Bran didn't pick up any kills with the Heatwave, really opened that right-hand side lane up for his team. A big influence in that victory. Kind of an unsung hero of that round. And we're going to go on board now with Epsilon, with Joe. It's 5 and 7. Looks like they're going for an A. Oh, no, they're not going. They're going for a B push, but Joe is going around the left-hand side. Now, oh, active camo. I love this versus active camo. We got our wish.
Just what we asked for. Just what we asked for, Phil. In the end, it does look like it's going to be favoring TCM. They want to take this into a round 11. Just Joe then kind of questioning his team's decisions as he realizes that he's going to have to come into contact with all 4. Not going to happen. 5-5. Time for a round 11.
Now, can TCM...
This would be nuts. This would be crazy.
Epsilon was so confident in their search and destroy. They were so confident saying that, you know, they can take on North American teams in regards to this, but they said they were better than every other team in Europe at search and destroy, hands down. Our TCM gonna cause an upset. I'm gonna jump on board with the attacking team. It's Epsilon. Moose is 9 kills to 8. Swaps to the... Oh, we've got a glitch play potentially.
What's his plan with that one? Actually, someone's going for a fast one. Who is that taking the risk?
Kinetic armor came into play there. You saw Rated trying to put some bullets down. I think it was actually a sniper kill that came down. But who is this? HC car. I'm trying to find him. It's Niall. He's pushed up so far.
And then what's he going to go from here? 60 seconds. He went so aggressive so quickly. And now we do see ourselves in a 3v2. TCM do not have the advantage, and Epsilon looking to defend our honor at this point. Reedy holding the angle. He's going to catch a glimpse of one, but no! Great exchange, and Zerg finds him, brings it back to a level game. And in 45 seconds, we will have an answer to whether or not Epsilon can stay Search and Destroy champions. Let's get spotted out. Joe does the damage, but not enough. Backs away, retreats, looks to take this one into the full final, like 10 seconds or so, because the bomb is nowhere near a sight, and the two defenders are looking good.
Yeah, Zerg needs to watch his back, though. Potentially a flank coming into play. 25 seconds left on the clock. It's all going to go down here, Machine. Honestly, this could go either way, 2 versus 2.
They need to catch him on the cross, otherwise that bomb's going to be going down. We need to jump on over to Niall's perspective, because, hang on a second, he's going to be the one trying to come right down. What's going on?
Niall's actually picked up a huge kill. It's only Joe who can finalize thing. Can he go for the plant?
7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. He knows he hasn't got time. Surely he knows he's just throwing this one away. Joe, what are you doing? Why are you not getting the bomb down? You fool, foolish man. We are going to be seeing TCM best Epsilon in what happens to be the most confusing couple of seconds. Niall, we knew he had to catch that frag on the cross. You can see he did exactly that. The bomb was loose, and it was Moose who did go down. I
was so excited to be like in week 5, like Epsilon still undefeated in Search and Destroy. But that's not going to happen because TCM take it away on the first time. You know, I mean, I spoke to them like 24 hours ago. They were so confident. I feel that they have so much potential going into these game modes, like Capture Flag, like Uplink. Straight away though, Niall taking away that Vesper, and we've not seen the MA yet. Prefer probably the 3rd pick, but Overdrive taken away.
Yeah, the question is whether it's going to be protected or not. Do they feel like they can kind of compete without that strong assault rifle? Nope, there it is, it's gone. See you later, Alligator. The M8 does leave us, as does the active camo. And I mean, on Uplink, you're a lot more likely to see more specialist bans than you would normally. Concussion, flashbang soon to follow, you would expect, as is rapid fire alongside high caliber. Those are the predictions. Of course, those aren't necessarily set in stone. It's all like the flashbang could potentially slip through as rapid fire does go. And just one more coming in. Nope, flashbang's there as well. And the predictability of ban and protects does continue.
However, massive change. The EMP is available, Machine.
Oh no, however, this game is going to be on its head. Who knows who's going to win now that the EMP is available? Of course, we have to remind you that that was taken away as the 8th ban in the previous game on Search and Destroy. Joe was responsible for that one.
Joe, though, sticking with the Annihilator. Very much an Annihilator player in the respawn. Teammate, though, as well, choosing another weapon, rated with the Scythe, and Reedy picking up that heat wave, flipping on his head, though. Niall was so good with the Tempest in the hardpoint, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was. I'm pretty sure I made far too much noise when he picked up like 4 or 5 in a row, knocked them down so damn quickly. And I mean, that is the beauty. I mean, Mad Cat is another player who I kind of think, whenever I think Tempest, I think Mad Cat. He's had some crazy plays with it. Even if it was off stream, I think I've seen it over on his YouTube channel where he does just go like off the chain with Tempest, and it can be kind of hard to tame him with that one. But let's do the rosters for you then. Alongside Niall for TCM, we have Bran with his Heat Wave, Shane on the Kinetic Armor, Zerg bringing in the Scythe, and on the side of Epsilon, Phil, why don't you walk us through?
Epsilon rated, sticking to his guns on Scythe. Obviously, the Assault Rifle player generally will always do that, and setting up camp. Joe with the Annihilator, Reedy, Heat Wave, and Moose finalizing things with the Kinetic Armor. Very much like the opposing team. Okay, so Niall and Bran, Tempest, Heat Wave, going up against the differences, which are the Annihilator for Joe, and also the Tempest. Yes, I'm getting a bit confused. Nevertheless, creating their classes, green ticks come in. Players are getting ready, going into this uplink as well. Rated always seems to be the first to be ready.
Yeah, I think he's got like kind of the movement down around those menus. He's just a speed demon, as he is going to be getting himself ready before anybody else. What you have to look forward to here then, folks, is a battle for mid control. That drone spawns in just the kind of the most deathly little postage stamp of a box that is so difficult to both kind of work your way through, unless you have someone like Toho, as you saw previously, who can just completely rain down terror. His entire role was to maintain control of that drone spawn point, and he did so to about 38 frags or something ridiculous. So you have to keep that in mind as we're going to be diving into this one very soon. Score streaks just being edited before we do jump on in. We didn't see any bans for score streaks just yet. In Uplink, it's usually quite a rarity. We do sometimes see some people go for some really kind of crazy score streaks, like we saw the Wraith, I think, the other day. So some people kind of try and do something silly, but for now, we're going to be seeing how TCM versus Epsilon plays out in our 3rd game here in our best of 5.
Yeah, Breach Uplink for me, or Uplink in general, really, you're not going to see the score streaks too challenged. It's more about those specialists, you know, your your overdrives, your heat waves, everything's, you know, you don't want people just kind of breaching in, no pun intended, with the map. But going ahead here, breach uplink, unlimited score, 5 minutes on the time limit. Bit of a mouthful, that one. But respawn delay, 5 seconds. Obviously, you can't just jump straight back into it like your hard point. The interesting thing about the map on the right-hand side, it kind of shows, I think... Oh, no, it's gone. Never mind. I was going to say it shows a very kind of valuable point for the wall running, but I'll point that out at a later date as we kick it off with Rated from Epsilon.
Yeah, see how far they can start this one off and see if they can start with a bang. No flashbang, though, considering that has been taken away as Moose does start strong. Look at this, though. The kill feed's just going to be so chaotic. And look at that. The ankle's caught by Rated as he takes him down. His teammate Reedy did it quite a similar start as well, as it's just going to be a little bit of a kind of, I mean, a skirmish in middle for that drone early.
Yeah, Rated setting up. He's gonna get taken down, shut down in fashion by Zerg. See what Joe's doing at the moment. EMP'd. Obviously, he's not a fan of that. Wishing he's banned it right now, but RK5 in hand. Zerg does shut him down as well.
Yeah, let's see if Moose with his VMP can do much more. Nope, just the one for him. As the initial 60 seconds does look like it's going to be just kind of a to and fro battle. No initial runs have been made. However, it does look like someone's about to consider it. Who is that right slap bang? It's Bran. He has gone and scooped it up. No one really there to cover him, though. He needs Zerg to find a few more if he wants to try and make this run. No, he's vulnerable from Palace. Gets shot on the side by Joe, and now Rated looking to scoop up from the corpse of Bran and make a run for himself. Yeah,
this is where he can do. He's gone for this wall run. He's going to go top greenhouse. He's got the support of his team. Is this a one or this is a 2-point play? He's gone for the higher elevation. He's going to go for it. We've seen it time and time again. Drop straight in, and that's a 2-pointer for him. You almost know when they're going for that kind of that high elevation that they're going to go for it.
Well, of course, the beauty of that is when you do kind of position yourself so high above it, even if you die, the chances are that that drone will fall from your cold, dead hands in for that 2-pointer, and it does indeed work that way. Now, though, Shane is going to be picking up Moose in middle, as now we need to see if TCM can find the response. Look at Shane's positioning. Yes, he is slap bang on the drone, but instead of going for the run, he's just going to be holding for the kind of offensive defense almost here on the drone in center.
Yeah. Just pivoting around that drone, not picking up at the moment. Sure, if his teammates pick up a couple of kills, he will be one to grab it. I'm sure if he picks up one, he's not going to find him. Fists are out, and he picks up the drone for that extra armor. Doesn't go in his favor. Now picks up Rated, trades kill. EMP's obviously used in there by. Now, that may be something that's why, I mean, we almost mocked it a little bit there, but, you know, Joe, he's not a fan of getting EMP'd and now seems to be exploiting that.
Yeah, of course, the beauty of the EMP, it does. Not only does it kind of distort your view, it does kind of remove your ELO sight, which can make things a little bit difficult. It's kind of it's a kind of poor man's flashbang, essentially. We're going to be seeing Joe then take down Niall. 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and still haven't seen too much progress from that drone. The one run, that one successful run made by Rated has kind of been the only real showing here in this first half. Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Shane to have a go for himself. No, straight into contact with one. Tried to get it into the hands of Moose, of course, removing his weapon, but no tennis for us today. And instead, Moose is going to be like, oh, you want me to have it? I guess I'll have a go myself. It looks like he's going to be going exactly the same route that we saw from Rated, waiting for that thruster before he goes up high and is looking for another 2-pointer.
Yeah, and he's going to go, oh, just a 1. Maybe had the call just to go for that 1-point play, but the important thing is he's still alive. Rated picks up the drone. They could go for a relay play as Moose does use that kinetic armor. I was wondering whether he was going to pop it, and now Rated potentially going in for a 2-point play himself. Does manage to put that in. Staying on board with Moose, though. 6 and 7.
Need to catch Zerg on his heels. He looks like he's going to be trying to make a run towards AC, but no, look at that. Rated brings down the Scythe, and he does mow them down, embodying everything the Scythe stands for, like the Grim Reaper. Now Joe with the RK5 has got just a little bit of a kind of problem on his hands, which is, of course, the time. 1 minute 20 to try and make an impact on this TCM score. 5-0, and Epsilon does look like they've been running away with it somewhat.
Joe on your screen, this new assault rifle player now shuts him down. Moose is going to get in the action here in the middle with the VMP. 5-0 though at the moment, 1 minute on the clock, and for me, TCM haven't even entered Epsilon's base.
It doesn't feel like it, that's for sure. However, an all too familiar sight is going to be Epsilon taking this route. There must be someone there to play the counterplay. He's going up high. This is going to be the Epsilon run almost, as Niall finally does step up for TCM, but it's not enough, and that's going to be, of course, eliminated by Reedy, while Moose makes another 2 points. 0-7, and this does not feel like a TCM that are capable of besting a team like Epsilon.
Yeah, and Heatwave comes in. It wasn't actually necessary, but all nevertheless entertaining to see. Joe last alive. He's going to shut down one. Bran falls.
Yeah, but now with 29 seconds left, he's just going to kind of keep an eye on that doorway for his teammate. Niall did catch Reedy, though. Not the best bodyguard work as the assists just keep on flying in. Finally finds a kill for himself as the drone is loose. 19 seconds, he could go for an offense. He could go for the reset. Looks like he's going to be going for the first of that list before his teammates actually do all fall. And the final run, 10 seconds. I mean, it's a 1 point maximum at this point. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Bran just needs to go for the one. He's lined it up, and that should very well be just getting TCM off the starting mark.
Yeah, a bit of a confidence boost there for TCM. Obviously,
What?
I'm not sure if that time to beat is necessarily something to go by, but I believe the score, I'm just going to pop it up for a second. 7-1 for Epsilon. And you see on your final kill cam, Joe getting the better of Bran, but Bran managed just to get that all-important 1 point.
Yeah, and that was indeed all-important. That makes a big difference. Do ignore that time to beat. That's something completely irrelevant in terms of score that you can see on the board there. Need to try and beat 7. Or if Epsilon can extend their lead even more so. The start's coming out early, though. Zerg wants to try and make an early impact in middle and start the ball rolling. Look at that. The distance is just absolutely insane. But just the one, a tough investment of such a long time waiting on that scythe. And talking of specialists, you can see kinetic armor is available. Now is the time for Shane to use that if it's necessary to break in and to enable Niall to pick up a 2-pointer. Looks like he's not going to be doing the same exact route as Epsilon. No, instead he's going to be making himself much more vulnerable. Zerg just managed to take down the 2 threats and scoop it up for himself. Shane's going to make it go. There goes the kinetic armor, and there goes the 2 points. And that, my friends, is exactly how TCM needed to start, implementing the kinetic armor as best they could, and enables them to start with a bang in the second half.
Yeah, I love the fact Shane was just, he doesn't care about his kill-death ratio. He just grabs the drone. He doesn't hesitate for 1 millisecond. He just picks it up and says, look, I'm going for it. And he does exactly that. 2 points on the score sheet for him. 4 minutes on the clock, 7-3 for Epsilon. Little bit closer here, but Shane just needs to step it up a tiny bit in the fragging department. He's going to get that melee kill. Not sure how that was a 1 point. Reedy must have been weak there from teammates, but Niall as well picking up 1. Shane progressing up the map. This is better from them. Joe picks up 2.
And this is kind of all TCM have to do now is rinse and repeat. They know the route that works. They've seen it work for Epsilon, and it's going to be working for TCM. Here it's exactly the same thing. Of course, it does kind of rule out the options for your opponent. They basically have to be sitting exactly where he is. Now, what on earth was that attempt? I don't think that's going to be going in. Instead, just bounces actually relatively close. You can see there on the minimap, it was not too far from the uplink area. Still, we're going to be seeing what the HVK can do in the hands of Niall. He's going to be able to stop that drone from being... I was going to say stop the drone from being reset. It did get chucked out just before that happened, though. And instead, we're going to be seeing Shane scoop it up. And he's attempting a potential 1 point play. No, he's passed over to his teammate. It's going to come down to Niall. That's another 2. And TCM are back in the game, baby.
Yeah, TCM, I like the manual pass there from Shane. Again, he's doing all the objective work. He's not bothered about that kill-to-death ratio. Reedy, though, has the drone in hand. If he gets this 2 point play, this could be really detrimental for the boys.
No.
But you can see them spawning in. He's going to go for the 1. I like the choice he makes there. Slides in, looks up, gets that solid 1 point play. Now, forcing TCM to have a 2-play game.
Yeah, 2 plays. It's all the more difficult, especially considering just how much effort it took for TCM to get the 2 plays to get them to 5. Let's not forget, of course, they did get that 1 point right at the end of that first half. Joe then with the Annihilator backs away from the nade. He's going on the offensive. He's going to find another one then. That's 2 already. Looking for the third. Oof, whistles past the ear of Shane as he responds in force with his VMP. 2.5 minutes, or just under, for TCM to overcome this deficit. Not impossible, especially when you've got players like Bran with the fragging, making sure Moose was dead in that one.
Yeah, for me now, if Epsilon get another kind of 1 or... In fact, if Epsilon get another 2 point play, I think it's GG for them. But with 2 minutes left on the clock, everything is still to play for. Kills getting exchanged by Shane. 11 to 22, though. Not having the best of games, just needs to bring that slaying power along with Bran. Bran's, just needs to step it up a bit. Epsilon have kind of gone for this, outslay your opponent and you will win method. Something I live by, especially in uplink.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got so many Slayers on the other side of things. Rated 24, Joe 23. Reedy, I mean, they're all about 2 or 3 kills between the top and the middle. And now we're going to be seeing what Niall can do with the temp. It does open up onto Joe. This is important. Shane needs to get the 2 points here. 1 is just not enough, and he's going to get it. This makes it 7-8 and still 1.5 minutes on the clock. And this game is most definitely not over yet. TCM need to make this impact play, and they need to make it now. Moose, on the other hand, is going to be completely ruining the hopes and dreams of TCM. This could be a 2-pointer, and if it is, it could very well be over. No! Great defensive work from Zerg, and all of a sudden, he resets it. 60 seconds, and they can make a run of their own.
Now, the important thing for TCM now, don't don't panic. I don't want them going in single file. What they need to do is, you know, collect themselves, go in together, and this is what they're doing. They're going for this right-hand side push. Bran has the teammates. Surely this is a 1-point play to be a minimum. He's going to go for it. It doesn't make it, and you see just the drone just kind of
God, it's
away.
painful to watch, but it's not over. Shane, he's going to have to be the man with the mindset. He has to tell the guys, no, it's not over just yet. Zerg, unfortunately, doesn't have the kinetic armor available. It was Shane who had it, and that could very well have been the missed opportunity. 30 seconds. Joe knows it as well. He can just run around in circles now, away from TCM. Who was that? Who is going to have a chip on their shoulder for the rest of this one? Was it Bran?
I think it was Bran or Zerg. I'm not too sure. All in the heat of the moment.
Keep on coming.
For me, it was, you know, it was a solid 1-point play. Maybe the chance to steal it as a 2-point play. And you saw as the drone just bounced over, almost the hopes and dreams of TCM just drain. I was going to say from the faces, but I can't see that for the obvious reasons. But another play goes in, is stuck on the roof, and that's going to finish things. Epsilon 8-7. Whew. I mean, it couldn't have gone any closer.
Oh, TCM, I mean, that's in the same vein as that 247 hardpoint finish for Giants. That's going to be so demoralizing, as that's going to be, I mean, the wind taken from the sails of TCM, as they could have very well taken that into an 8-8 over. We've already seen so many different variations of this game type and map combination. Now, though, Vesper and Overdrive have been taken away in our ban and protects for TCM versus Epsilon. And active camo is going to be taken away as well. Very similar so far to the uplink ban and protect.
Yeah, a Vesper taken away. Where is the M8? We've not seen it. Can it be number 5? Surely it will be. High caliber taken away. But again, to capture the flag, Overdrive and active camo, two very, very important ones taken away by the boys on Epsilon. Still no M8. Is it just going to be one that's left alone for now? Because, of course, you've still got the stun, the concussion. We've seen a third specialist ban here come into play.
Well, do you know what? It's probably got to the point now where you know that someone's going to ban it. And, and so they've done the math and they've basically worked out, like, hang on a second, it comes down to Shane and Moose. If we take away Heatwave, then it does fall to Shane. Shane essentially can choose, do I want the M8 in the game? That is the decision he can make right now. And he's got plenty of time to do so. 7 seconds, whether or not he wants to take the M8 or something else. But it was Epsilon kind of making the decision like, no, you don't, Afterburner. That's going to make a lot of changes that people may not be aware of.
Yeah, Afterburner obviously recharging that boost very, very quickly. You see it kind of used, you know, on your Search and Destroy. We saw previously like Redwood, where there's all the trees around. We've seen, you know, a lot of wall running. For me, it's little things. Now, capture the flag, it's all about quickly getting into, say, barn, or quickly getting up into white. But at the minute, you know, if your charge is down, you want that Afterburner to kind of boost it back up, if you like. And then that's what they'll be lacking with that taken away. But going into the specialist draft, we see Joe taking Psychosis, opting for something different as Reedy takes over his Seraph Annihilator, rated on that Reaper Scythe. Moose yet to pick. I'm guessing Moose, I'm trying to think what's been taken away. I don't know what there's left to choose. He could choose the Tempest, the War. Yeah, Tempest. There we go. And on the other side, is there anything different there? No. Oh, Psychosis and War Machine.
Okay, well, that all shows, and then we're going to be seeing, I mean, potentially a standard game. I think the fact that there were so many specialists taken away, it does mean that there's going to be very little innovation on the side of the specialist draft. Just being, you can see that it is almost that mirror matchup, bar the kind of Annihilator, excuse me, the War Machine and the Psychosis. Joe on Psychosis. Had we already just highlighted that Joe was the man to go to when it came to the Annihilator,
yes,
and he has just kind of let that go to Reedy. Yeah,
I mean, he's opted. He had first choice. He could have picked the Annihilator, but if he's feeling a little bit different, he's just playing a different game style. You know, I've said before, Joe sometimes likes to use the assault rifle now. Reedy obviously will switch in and be that submachine gun player. So they've almost just swapped roles. But it can be quite confusing for the opposing team. You know, if you think, oh, Joe's last alive, he'll be in our base. May not be the case as these guys ready up. Bran is actually the first to be ready here, as rated, probably taking a little bit more time on his classes, changing things up now with those ban and protects coming in. So many specialists. We saw 4 featuring the ban and protect.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we kind of have to set our sights on the game itself. The rosters for you guys, if we want to remind you, if you have just joined us, of course, for TCM versus Epsilon, we have Bran, Zerg, Niall, and Shane, bringing in the Annihilator, Scythe, Tempest, and War Machine. And for the boys of Epsilon, we have Joe on Psychosis. Reedy with Annihilator, rated on the Scythe, and Moose bringing Tempest into the fray. So far, we've seen Niall go absolutely crazy with the Tempest. We're waiting to see if Moose can kind of return the favor with his.
Yep, and score streaks will be changed. Shouldn't be too long with this. But for me, going into this Fringe capture the flag, I look at both rosters. I favour Epsilon. Just generally, that's what I would do on every single game mode.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking capture the flag really is one of Shane's favorites game mode. If he's gonna, you know, kind of change things up, be a bit sneaky, this is the game mode which he's gonna do it in. And what a game mode to push it to map number 5. We've seen it already today once. Will we see it again? But first of all, Fringe capture the flag. Unlimited score limit, 5 minutes on the clock, 7.5 respawn delay. As you see on the right hand side there, the map Fringe.
Yeah, and a map that kind of does play out. Excuse me, a game type that does play out very interestingly when it comes to the importance of various kills. Like, for example, with that 7.5 second respawn delay, it does mean that if you pick up a quick 3-piece, that is a very influential step in the right direction for your team. And so you have to kind of consider that, guys, that the kill feed does holds a lot more value than it perhaps always does. And we'll be seeing how that does start things off, as we are going to be seeing kind of 1-2-1 split across the lanes, and one man is going to need some help. It looks like Shane is going to have a teammate there to come around behind him. This could be 2 for him. Does catch a glimpse of 1. It was going to be an easy pickup onto Reedy. There is one man that has gone unnoticed for now, as it's going to be easy pickup for Moose, and that's a solid start then for Epsilon, as he's going to have a bit of flag control.
Yeah, Bran's already picked the flag, and the interesting thing is he's got 2 smoke grenades here. Uses 1 to get out of there, and he's going to run this train. He's actually away here. The only thing is, the other flag has been returned now. Surely this is a cap. Who is that to stop it? It's going to be Rated.
And Rated's just gone down. Shane, solid defense from him. He knew that all his eyes needed to be cast on was that flag. Moose is on the hunt, but I think he knows too little, too late. 1 already under the belt for TCM, and that's all kind of off the back of Bran. And I still can't understand just how long. Like, how did he get away with getting that flag and running it so completely unguarded?
For me, it was just the support that he had from his team. You know, Epsilon almost overextended too much. They didn't go back to base. And as you see here, they're going to try and capitalize on it. Zerg is going to pick up 1, but it's actually out of their base, and I'm gone. Moose is away. Moose is taking down Bran with a long shot here, and Joe picks up the flag. Smoke grenade comes in, and that is going to be a camp, not for Joe. It's going to be Reedy.
Yeah, he's going to walk that one in, and what on earth is this? We have seen games where it took like a second half before we saw two flag caps. Already, it is going to be sitting at 1 apiece. 3.5 minutes left on the clock in this one, and already we've seen just how quickly, like if you are given just like an ounce of freedom, you can really make the runs. You can truly just make progress across the map. And now Reedy seems to be like quite happy with that one, quite content. He's going to leave Rated and the gang to do some damage. Niall and Zerg remain.
Yeah, Reedy on your screen. Gonna go on board with someone else, someone more in the action. That's gonna be Niall. He's gonna be pushing up through this mid-map, has the MA as well as an EMP. Obviously knows Joe doesn't like it. Zerg, and Zerg's gonna surely trade that kill. Joe and Moose combining. Shane and Zerg answering back, 2v2 right now, and we're gonna see Shane fall to Rated's MR6. Only Zerg left alive. He's gonna surely be, yeah, Reedy taking him down. Reedy and Rated always making me very tongue-twisted on the caster side of things. Oh, what a headshot there.
Finds Niall and finds it quickly as he is going on the offensive. Rated is surely going to be hunted down, though, by Zerg. Does so, finds his head all too easily. And Epsilon are cut down to half of their usual numbers. Just 2 of them remain, as you can see. Oh, another headshot. This time it's Zerg into Bran, onto Moose. And 2.5 minutes left on this one. Still bit of a stalemate. They're not willing to be that player to overcommit. It has just been a kind of a one-player game. One person makes the push, one person shuts him down. That's essentially where we're sitting at right now. You can see though Zerg is the only real man, isn't the only man making a push. You can see another man on the other side by that truck. Joe does go down. Niall doing exactly the same thing. Looks like TCM's offense is starting to come together. 3 members now forging a charge towards that flag as they try and take down that back spawn player. Who on earth is that? Is it Moose?
No, it's going to be Reedy. Reedy's been sat at the back since he caught the flag. He's got his score streaks. He's 75. Is he away from the Cerberus? He is. He's on a 5-kill streak. If he can pick up 1 more kill with this Annihilator, he's not. That's going to go away. Pull out his other pistol, but he just needs 1 kill.
That's
and he's going to play for this.
Yeah, of course he is. He can leave a Cerberus just on their flag and feel a lot safer.
Oh, he's going to come
That's going to be it. There you go. Another Cerberus is about to make an appearance in the game. He's got it all as everything lights up gold in the bottom right. And, I mean, the patience does pay off for Reedy, it seems.
Yeah, and Reedy with those score streaks. Obviously, they won't be coming into play until the second side is going to choose time to use them very, very wisely. 1 minute on the clock, though. 1-1 apiece here. Shane, let's see what is going off. Just going to pop that X-ray on for you onto the enemy side. Just realised now we can't see through, but for all you guys at home, that is only for us and you as well, and the benefit. But it'd be a very different game if they could see it.
That would be the most confusing game ever if there was X-ray on. We'd be seeing some very unusual play styles. But anyway, let's stop enjoying that idea and instead talk about Epsilon, who did just pick up a cap. 35 seconds left on that one. And we are starting to see some problems start to establish. The scythe is potentially available. He's got 28 seconds if he wanted to use it. Instead, he's going to make for a run. Rated scoops that one up with a slide. He does have 20 seconds. He does have time to cross, but there's so many players standing in his way. I think he realizes that it's unlikely. If he get that frag in barn...
I was just noticed Epsilon's actually got another flag there going into the other side. 3-1 for them now. Just seem to doing it with no problem at all. I just want to see, has Reedy used his streaks? He's not. Don't know how they've done this so quickly, back to back.
TCM then are going to be falling by the wayside as the last few frags did come in. 3-1 in this one, and Epsilon's kind of extending their lead right towards the end of that one. Seems to have us a little lost as Joe's last frag too easy in the back of Shane to bring that one to a close. And we're going into that second half. They're not forgetting, guys, the score currently as it stands in the series, 2-1. Epsilon just needing to maintain this lead, whether it's by extending it or just playing defensive, and they will be winning the series 3-1. We'll find out, though, as we're going to be seeing a very early side. Rated kind of calls it out right off the get-go. Not too sure kind of the thought process there, as he's going to losing some valuable time.
Yeah, he just wants it ready to shut down anyone pushing forward from TCM. He's going to put bullets through this. He's surely going to pick up the kill. Yes, he does. Reedy as well, rated with a headshot. That white car not doing any favors for the guys on TCM. Niall's the only one left alive, but he is behind enemy lines. Could pick up an all-important kill.
He certainly could. He won't, though, because Ray's got him with the scythe as he's starting to mow them down, and just 250 away now from a rather scary streak. You've got to be careful. 100 now. Needs a couple more, but no. Shut down as the War Machine does come in. No Wraith today. And we are going to be seeing both flags return to base.
Yep, 3-1, and I hear the hostile Cerberus has been unleashed. Reedy's bringing that in. Of course, he will save his Hellstorm and Lightning. He's got that Annihilator ready to pop out whenever he needs. I want to go on board with someone from TCM, because this is the team that need to change something. They need to be the ones on the aggressive side, and they are, as Epsilon just kind of set up, sit back, and relax as they win in this 3-1.
Yeah, TCM need to change something, and change something fast, considering we are bordering on that scary time. And once you breach 3 minutes, it's going to be very difficult to make an impact. Shane is going to be the one to try and do so. Retrieves that one. He's so sure, certain of the Swan's presence. He couldn't quite find him, though. Couldn't cast his eyes towards Joe because he's just got himself a double. Niall does manage to get some sort of revenge. Does have his Tempest available, but he's not looking for frags right now. He's looking to pick up that objective. The EMP comes down, not going to do anything unless he can find Reedy. Oh, his chances back on that peak, and didn't catch a glimpse of that head. That's a free kill for Reedy. Collects that one. He could very well find the second in the air. He does. Shane, you can go on any wall you want, mate, but I'm going to pick up that kill all the same. The Annihilator is available. He's going to pull that one out, but his teammates are doing the work for him. Reedy, in fact, with his Cerberus, was the one to find that one. And it does feel like TCM may have hit a bit of a brick wall here on Fringe. Yeah, and you can see there the flag's going to be ran in by Moose. Gonna make it 4, and that's going to be so tough. You can see Epsilon almost running around. One has the Tempest, one has the Annihilator. I'll stay on board with him as he finalizes things. Joe obviously opted for the Psychosis and Rated used that scythe previously. But for me, Epsilon looking very, very good at capture the flag here. Only game mode that they didn't look actually quite strong was Search and Destroy. They look like a little bit weaker, if anything. They certainly did, and you can see that not only are they being strong on the offense, they are just keeping TCM down. Every single time we see a potential push made from, it's usually Niall or from Shane. Those are the two players we've seen kind of trying their hardest to break through, and also kind of ironically, those are the two that have been sitting most effectively on frags, kind of bar Zerg. And now, just 2 minutes left. Now I'm going to be seeing this kind of same story. Shane gets a couple, can't break through. Yeah, and you can see just this kind of line built up here, this red brick wall, if you like. No one is getting through, but one person who's trying is Shane. He gets taken down. Niall as well by Rated, and Reedy also adding to that. Zerg, though, does manage to pick up one. Not going to be a big game changer, though, here in this 4-1 score. The moment on to capture the flag. Fringe
Shane trying to change things. Must be so frustrated.
Yeah, he's just going to be kind of trying to provide as much support to his team as he can, like saying, guys, you know, we've done well. We've done well to come this far. We beat them on Search and Destroy, a game type that they claim to be unbeatable at. And now with 1 minute 30 on the clock, they need 3 runs of the flag. And Moose has actually grabbed TCMs again. Is this going to be happening? And making it 5. That certainly would be salt into the wound. He's taking out that outside junkyard area, and I think he's got himself a safe run. There is 1 man to deal with him, and I think he realizes it's coming from behind. He's going to try and bump into one. It was Bran, as Reedy takes himself down with his lightning strike, and the cross is going to be covered. Moose is going to go ahead and grab this one. That's 5, and Epsilon just extend their lead, which is already looking pretty insurmountable for TCM. Their loss is coming, and they know it.
Yeah, I've got to say, Reedy's 20-6. He's just held this kind of back line for you know, almost the defense of Epsilon, if you like.
Yeah.
And he's used his score streaks to his best of his ability. He's used them at the right time. His Cerberus, everything's come into play, and it's just been very, very clinical from the boys on Epsilon. Rated though, just raining fire time and time again. Is he going to use these score streaks? He's having too much fun with a scythe. Sure, they'll come into play now.
I think it's time to just spam those score streaks. Psychosis is probably going to be popped in the next few seconds. Joe, just so he can. The flag is being run though by Niall. Runned. There you go, making up words, and it's time for the Hellstorm to try. And I think it's a bit late with that one. I think we are probably going to see that one dealt with. No, rated pockets too. Niall and Zerg gone. 15 seconds left, and that flag is going to be picked up by Moose.
Yeah, and the lightning strike gonna finish things off. 10 seconds left to go. 5-1 Epsilon.
Is he actually going to get this one? 7, 6. I think he's just got enough time, but unfortunately Niall's MR6 does make that impossible. We are going to be having Epsilon then your victors in this game as they secure that one 5-1. As Rated ended with 31-16. You said it already, I'll say it again, that it was kind of a work of both Rated with his kind of constant scythe and middle exchanges with the M8, but also Reedy sitting on 20 for 8, like half of the deaths of Rated or anyone else on his team. Very, very solid stuff from him, as he managed to just be that kind of, the Tony of earlier, the same kind of role.
Yeah, I mean, great thing about Capture the Flag, you have these roles, and Reedy played his to perfection. Rated, though, for me, he played the more kind of skillful role. Reedy very easily to sit back. Yeah, yes, it's vital, but Rated, though, for me, kind of